Hello warriors, welcome back to our series about active shooter in school. In the last video we showed you how to run. Today we are going to learn how to correctly hide. The biggest mistake people do is they chose cover, but they chose very bad covers. For example, something like a flower pot. If you can't see the shooter, it doesn't mean that he can't see you. Here you can see that even if we are kneeling behind the flower pot, we are still very visible. The same will be, even if we lay down, we lower the profile, the shooter will be moving. He will not just be a static target. He will move and he will come for you. So what you want to do is use actually corners. So if you see the shooter coming, you will stay close to the wall as much as you can. When the shooter is starting to come closer, you'll have to wait for the perfect timing and then go. How to fight and how to be hidden correctly before the fight, we will show you in the next video. Even better thing would be not to just hide behind the first corner, but actually go to the first classroom, because where the shooter is coming, now there's something like a door in front of you, and that's a very big help, because now there's only one entry and you can use it. So even better, to your advantage, would be when you are getting into the classroom, if you do have the time for it, is to close the door behind you as well, because now you have something to cover yourself with. And now you will be fighting against the door. What you need to do is not let him enter. If we are talking about the guy has a machete, knife, this can be very useful because he is a very strong guy, he can hold it. But if we are talking about someone who has a gun, even when he's using all the points, the hands, the feet, he can still be shot because the doors are not bulletproof. So the ammunition will go through, so you cannot just stand before the door. To have something in your hands would be good, like a belt, because now you can use it to barricade the door even better. So we are going to create this small loop that we are going to get across the handle, make it tight, and now with all of your weight, you're going to lay down, support with one leg, and basically using your whole body weight to not let him enter. When we were trying it, even a smaller lady now can hold the door 10 times better than before. If your belt is long enough, you can use it like something to tie with. So now it will be the cupboard, because it will basically replace you from holding and you can do other things. If we are talking small children, it's going to be a little bit harder, so we will have to use multiple children to hold. But it's still better than just fighting with our hands. You can even use the chair. Of course, it will depend what kind of handle, what kind of chair. But for this instant, the chair very well works with the door or with the handle, because now it's blocking. If he will try to open, this is the thing that's going to block him from entering, and you can even leave it. Of course, it's not the best option, it can go down, but it will buy you some time. The same principle like with the belt, we can use something like a hoodie. We are going to use it exactly the same way. Take the longer sleeve, make the loop again, as tight as you can, and again support all of your weight so you can hold the door. It's not as good as the belt, but still a very good thing if you do not have belt on you. In this case, if the doors would be not opening to the other side but into this side, what you can do basically is just to lay down and support it with your feet. It can be something on like toilets, and it always doesn't have to be school. It can be a bar, it can be some office. To stop the attacker, it's a good choice. But we are in school, so we are going to talk about barricading the door. So how would we use it? We are going to use that everything, everywhere, and it's the chairs and the tables. The barricade needs to buy you some extra time for you to either find some other way to completely escape. But even if we are talking about the active shooter, he doesn't want to be just fighting along for just one space, or one place, one classroom. If there's a classroom that is barricade and one that is not barricade, it's a good option for him to just go for the one that's not barricade. He doesn't want to waste all his time just fighting for one classroom. So the mistakes that people do, like we said with the first one, people would rather just run or jump for some not very good cover instead of jumping into the classroom and now fighting with the door. Second mistake is that even if they get into the classroom, they don't hide behind the corner and fight for the door, but they will run, for example, under some table, and they are just waiting for the shooter to just pass by, but he will probably not. He will see you and he will shoot. Third mistake is that even if they actually decide to barricade, which is a good option, but they do it bad because they just throw chairs on chairs and some tables, but when the shooter opens the door, he can either just very easily kick it and it will fall down, or just completely see everything and doesn't bother him that there's some barricade because he can just shoot. Fourth mistake is that people think when they barricade and stay hidden, they have to stay hidden the whole time. That's not true. If the attacker is on the hole, why not use the window and escape? You don't have to wait in one spot whole time. Key information for you, because the shooter can always come back. So if you do have the time, the best thing is just to completely escape the whole building. If, for example, now you cannot see the shooter and you don't even hear any shooting, it will probably be the better for you to just stay hidden, because you have no idea where he is. So to just go outside the window and run and he's waiting there will be a bad option for you. If you don't hear anything, don't see anyone, stay hidden. Mistake number 5 is that people actually believe once the shooter starts saying like, I'm from police, I'm coming to save you, that they will just start unlocking, going outside and we're saved, and then the shooter starts shooting. I think the peers told me a story from Mumbai, right? Where the terrorist actually was holding a gun next to a receptionist, and she was basically calling the rooms, police is here, you can completely unbarricade and go out. And they ended up dead. So until you don't hear many voices, many steps, multiple people, and some evidence, like for example, okay, come to the window and show us that you are actually police, it's probably not the best idea to just blindly trust anyone or everyone and just unlock the door. This is how it looks, for example, here in schools, but it can be basically in any workplace. We are talking hospitals, some offices. Of course, the rooms will be a little bit different and little different things will be there to use, but you have to train it accordingly to where you are, because the training is the key here in active shooter and basically everywhere in self-defense. Of course, this is not a fun subject, but if we are talking about, we could ignore car accidents, but they are happening. So wouldn't it be better to be prepared for a car accident and actually know what to do? The same goes for the active shooter. It doesn't mean that it happens to you every single day, but if it one day happens, God forbid, be prepared for it. It's better to be prepared than don't know what to do in that kind of situation. That's been for the episode about hiding. Now it's up to you to, once again, share this video with as many people as you can. You don't know when this thing can happen. It's better that people are actually aware of what should I do and what I shouldn't do to avoid the mistakes. Like the video if you do agree with us. Maybe let us know in the comments what more you want to see in the active shooter series. And in the next part, we'll show you about fighting if you have to. So this has been all. Subscribe to see the next videos and we will see you in the next one. Bye.